What's up, guys? I'm Cody Kropp, and this is Kian and Carson Kropp, and we are Last Stop Sports Talk. Today, we're going to be talking about the biggest risers from the NFL Scouting Combine. So let's dive right in. The first guy we're going to talk about here goes by the name of Bashal Tutin, Virginia Tech running back. He had a 4.32 40-yard dash. He was first among running backs in that aspect. He had a 1.49 10-yard split, which is tied for first among all positions, 40.5-inch vertical jump, which was first among running backs, and a 10-foot 10-inch broad jump, which was tied for second among the running backs.
Yeah, he's really showed that he's an athlete during the Underwear Olympics here, and and this shows on film. He's not the strongest, not the shiftiest, but he definitely has straight line speed, and he's an athlete. So I think he's going to shoot up the boards because of this. I think the next closest 40 time for running backs was 4.38 or 4.44.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing as Isaac Guerendo last year. He runs a fast time, so I think that then scouts are going to be like, oh, maybe I should watch him more, blah, blah, blah. Shoots up boards a little bit, and he's going to get a greater first opportunity in the NFL because of it.
Yeah, I like the way you described this as the Underwear Olympics. And, yeah, this is kind of what we're looking at with the Combine, which is what we know. I mean, we're looking at athletic ability, which is fine, but we just got to take that with what it is, and I like it. But, yeah, this dude's definitely he's an athlete.
Yeah.
For sure.
And we don't, whenever we do our scouting reports, those are all based on film. We don't,
Correct. Don't take this into account, really.
We don't take this into account, but why we talk about it is because it does matter for draft, I guess, where you're drafted. Because GMs do care about this. They care about what you look like and what you run like in underwear.
Pretty much.
And
especially Jerry Jones.
Especially Jerry Jones. 8.5-inch cock. But this one actually, Bashal Tutin, whenever I saw what he did at the Combine, this one actually legit pissed me off because I thought that I had a sleeper on my hands. Whenever I watched this film, a little sneak peek for next week whenever we talk running backs, but I really liked Bashal Tutin. I'm like, oh, this guy's projected to go in the 5th round. It's like, this guy, I can keep this guy quiet. He's just going to be, he's like, nobody else is going to worry about him. He's going to go under the radar, Bucky Irving style. Obviously, he's not built. He doesn't run like Bucky Irving. He's not that same kind of player. But I was like, this guy's good. I like him. And then he did this. I'm like, shit.
Yep.
Now everybody's gonna be talking about him. He's gonna get risen up draft boards. He's gonna get overdrafted, and now I'm like, damn it. But
lower on him.
Yeah, but I've got a feeling we're gonna be talking about Bashal Tutin next week, probably because of me. I might drag him into the top 10.
Sure.
I don't know how you guys feel about him yet, but it's
my rankings are whack. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
You guys are gonna love my rankings.
Good. I love it. Well, I think we'll talk more about him next week, I'm gonna assume, but this one, based on what I saw on film, this one didn't surprise me, and I was mad about it.
Sure. Texas wide receiver Matthew Golden, he had a 4.29 40-yard dash, which was first among the wide receivers, and that was after his former teammate, wide receiver Isaiah Bond, claimed that he was going to break Xavier Worthy's 4.21 40-yard dash record, and then went on to run a 4.39. Whoops! And then Matthew Golden also had a 1.49 10-yard split, which was tied for first among all of the positions. So, yeah, this standout from Texas, I mean, just basically backed up his play on the field with speed in the Combine.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of film, but the little bit that I have watched, this checks out.
Yeah.
I think he's just a skinny speedster that is kind of similar to Xavier Worthy. And Texas just produces fast receivers, I guess.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fast down there, fast track.
This guy really rose his draft stock throughout the college football playoff. He was an absolute unit, a dog in the college football playoff, moving Texas as far as they went.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hilarious that he kept his mouth shut. He didn't say anything, and then he blew his buddy away.
Yeah,
completely.
40-yard dash. But Matthew Golden is now looking at being top of second round, end of first round, because he was already looking to be like middle of second round. So now this is going to move him up.
Definitely. Yeah, this along with, like you said, in the CFP with his play down the stretch. I mean, proven big games, big moments.
And just the success that Xavier Worthy had in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. Like, teams see that, be like, oh, Texas knows what they're doing with their wide receivers, especially the fast guys. So
Yep, they do. Tennessee edge James Pierce Jr. had a standout week. or stand out a couple of days at the Combine. He ran a 4.47 40-yard dash, which was first among the edges. And remind you, he is 6'5", 245 pounds. alien. And he had a 1.56 10-yard split, which was also first among edges. This was one of the bigger ones, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, just doesn't make sense. How do you move like that? But we see this every year. Like, he's so big, so fast, so strong, and yeah, I don't know where he was drafted, but something like this will just this will definitely stick out to GMs and be like, hey, this guy's serious.
Yeah, I think this is the kind of prospect that he is. I think that he's known to be an athlete that has lots of potential, not like a proven skills type of guy. And
Sure.
I think he's already viewed as a project, and how high he goes just depends on what teams are looking for. Like a guy like a team like the Jaguars, it's always taken athletic projects and Trayvon Walker and whatnot. They'll probably love a guy like this. But,
No, Trent Baalke's gone. Maybe not
oh,
anymore.
you're right.
True.
You're right.
I mean, Colts would probably still love him because
Definitely.
they drafted like that too.
Yeah.
Chris Ballard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just backing up his athletic ability and potential here with these performances.
Yeah, this guy is another long speed rusher, like a Will McDonald type on the Jets.
Yeah.
So there's always one of these guys every single year, and it feels like they always get pushed up in the first round. But I'm super excited to watch the edges. We haven't yet,
Correct.
but I'm super excited because this is a deep edge class. We got so many guys that are going to be drafted like in the first 3 rounds in the top 100 picks. So I'm really excited to watch and see how James Pierce, if you can see this on film, if this really matters, because at this point I just don't know. But it was impressive that he could do this at 245 pounds.
Absolutely. These edges in the past few years, specifically, they're exciting to watch.
They are.
We got some dogs coming out, like especially last year. Like you saw Jared Verse win his awards this past year, and they're exciting. I love watching the edge classes. Then we're moving on to another edge, Texas A&M edge, Shamar Stewart. He ran a 4.59 40-yard dash, which was 4th among edges, but he is 6'5", 267. Massive. And he also had a 1.58 10-yard split, which was 3rd among the edges, and a 40-inch vertical jump, which was 2nd among the edges, and a 10-foot 11-inch broad jump, which was 1st among edges. So just another absolute athletic showing from an A&M guy.
I think this may be more impressive than the last one just because he's 27 pounds heavier, and like Keen, I haven't watched film yet, but from what I've heard of this guy, I hear he's an absolute unit. He plays with grit, I hear, passion. So I'm really excited to watch him because he also just showed what he's capable of in underwear. So
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a lot of weight to be moving like that. I mean, the one that sticks out to me is that broad jump. I mean, almost an 11-foot broad jump.
I'm most impressed with the vertical.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Brother's
crazy,
jumping
too.
40 inches at 267.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the explosivity of those
Oh
hamstrings
my
and quads?
goodness, yeah.
Yeah, that's what this 10-yard split, the vertical jump and the broad jump show is just explosiveness, and it's why it matters so much. And especially at a position like edge, like you want to get off that line quick and just power into somebody. Texas A&M, they're going to be putting out edge rushers this year. Nick Scorton and Shamar Stewart. There's a good chance they both get drafted in the first round, which is a big reason why I liked Texas A&M this past year. Is like if they can just do anything at the quarterback position, their defenders can hold the other team to under 20 points. And turns out they couldn't do anything at the quarterback position, but the edge rushers, they got them figured out.
They could do a cool intro. They had those cool walkouts.
Oh, they did.
Super
That's
cool.
worth something.
Yeah, it's worth something. All right, Kentucky cornerback Maxwell Hairston. He had the fastest 40 of the week. He had a 4.28 40, which was 1st among all positions. He had a 39.5-inch vertical jump, which was 2nd among the corners, and a 10-foot 9-inch broad jump, which was 3rd among the corners. So just, I guess the thing that sticks out the most is that 40. He was the fastest guy this year.
Yeah, the only thing I got to say here is this was the fastest 40 of the year at 4.28. And I'm just kind of disappointed that was our fastest 40. So I'm always hoping that someone's going to get close to the record or break the record.
Yeah.
And then for unnecessarily shoot up draft boards and people go crazy over him just because he ran 7/10ths faster than or 700ths faster than someone else.
Yeah.
But this I don't know how much this is going to do for his draft stock because I feel like corners are what corners are going to be and their speed. Corners more than anything I feel like depends on coverage ability.
Hip movement.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like the hip drills more than like the 40s for like corners and how they can flip and twist and dodge and duck and dip and dive and dodge.
Yeah, there you go.
Wrenches.
Wrench.
Twist it, bop it, pull it.
Maxwell Hairston out of Kentucky, 5'11", 183 is what he weighed in at the combine.
Pretty good size for a corner.
Pretty good
nowadays.
size. I don't really care too much about this performance because I want to talk about the next guy who weighed in or measured in at 6'3", 195. And that
guy goes by the name of Darian Porter, Iowa State corner. He had a 4.3 40, which was second among corners. He had a 1.49 10-yard split, which was tied for first among all positions. And he had another 10-foot 11-inch broad jump, which was second among corners. Go ahead, Kian.
Yeah, this guy is, as I said, 6'3", 195, a big corner.
Yeah.
We saw another guy who was big perform like this at the combine, and he goes by the name of Reek Woolen. He went by Tariq back then.
Tariq. It was Tariq,
Woolen.
yeah.
But he was like 6'4", around 200 pounds at the combine, and he put on a show and really performed well, at least in his rookie year. He had a little step back this past year. Like, it's tough being a corner, as I said, but like if you can get a long corner, like we talk about whenever we're going to talk about corners, we're going to talk about arm length.
Yes.
Because like you need comeback speed, you need arm length. This guy has 33 1/8 inch arms. He is long.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to watching this guy because he just made himself a ton of money this week. That's for sure.
Yeah. I love these big corners, too. Mm-hmm. I love it. South Carolina safety Nick Emenwari. He had a 4.38 40-yard dash, which is second among safeties, and that's incredibly impressive. It's even more impressive whenever he is 6'3", 220 pounds. He had a 1.49 10-yard split, which was tied for first among all positions, a 43-inch vertical jump, which was first among all positions, and 20 bench press reps, which is first among all safeties, and Carson thinks he is stronger than him.
Pound for pound, I'd say it's close. You know, I'm 180, he's 220. Bench reps, I did some math. It would be close. When we do our scouting combine, maybe instead of doing 225, we'll do our body weight or something so everybody can play along. But, that's all jokes, of course. This guy's an absolute unit. He's your guy that you're going to put up against the other teams unstoppable, whether it be Brock Bowers, Travis Kelce, DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown, whoever. I mean, he's
Sam Laporta.
Yeah, Sam Laporta. He's versatile to cover tight ends. He's fast enough to cover receivers. He's going to be a chess piece, kind of like Kyle Hamilton is for the Ravens, and
except way more athletic.
Yeah, way more athletic. Kyle Hamilton was 6'4", 220 at the combine, and did not have these performances that Nick Emenwari just had. So I think the teams are going to salivate over him. Defensive coordinators are going to salivate over him. They're going to want to get him in their defense and move him around and just cause hell, raise hell for the opposing offense.
Yeah, this guy literally jumped off the page.
43 inches off the page, brother.
11'6" across the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just these are. I love these type of safeties too. There's these big guys in the secondary, just that are absolute freak show athletes. Mm-hmm. It's normally if they have any ball skill to back it up at all, they got a pretty good chance at being good in the league.
These are the guys that give you hope for the big hits back in the NFL.
Yeah, they do.
Like somebody that, like, just clapping a wide receiver deep, like, or just being a running back who you think you've made it. You think you've made it through the first and second level. Yep. You're like, I'm home free, and all of a sudden, sideswiped by a Mack truck who's running a 4.38.
Or blitzing and sawing a quarterback in half.
Yes.
Clapping a wide receiver deep. Huh?
Yeah.
Deep.
Hey, whatever Nick's into, I don't know. But nobody made themselves more money this week than Nick Emenwari did.
Absolutely.
He is now, in my mind, a for sure first-round pick. Mm-hmm. Teams are going to see this and just go crazy. Trent Baalke is rolling in his grave. He's not dead, but he's at home, probably rolling.
Yeah.
But this guy is everything that you want in a toolsy safety. He's awesome.
Yeah. That wraps it. Let us know who you guys think was your biggest risers and standouts from this week of the NFL Combine. And tune in for our next episode. We got some more good ones to talk about, so we'll catch you then.